There are three main differences why MVT Solutions fuel economy testing is much different than any other in the trucking industry. One, we use real trucks. This is not a scale model wind tunnel test. It's not a computer simulation CFD test. Number two, when it comes to using real trucks, we're measuring real fuel consumption. It's not measuring coast down speed and trying to convert that to fuel consumption. It's not measuring the weight of the fuel and converting to fuel consumption. It is real fuel consumption, just like these vehicles use on real roads. The third thing is that we use a sophisticated data acquisition system that comes straight from motorsports. It's used in IndyCar, Formula One. This records data from the sensors that we have installed on the truck and measures the variables as we're testing. When you combine these three things, you get the most accurate fuel consumption numbers in the industry, and the proof of that is right behind me. We're here fuel economy testing in West Texas. You see us driving around the track right now. You'll sometimes hear fleets say that testing isn't real world, and honestly, those fleets are right. But the real world and testing are directly related by science. Now, what's happened in the past is that science has been ignored, so the results in testing have been different. But MVT Solutions fixes that, and the way we fix that is by using science. When we do a fuel economy test on a day like today, yeah, it's different than what the truck or the fleet will see on their annual average. So we take this test data and then we translate it. We call it normalizing. We normalize it to the United States average weather conditions. So that gives you a number that you can compare apples to apples on any day. So we could repeat the same test in January instead of August and compare the numbers. Now, why that's really important is because when you go to the third step, you can integrate that with the fleet's duty cycle. Every fleet has a different duty cycle and they operate in different conditions. A fleet in the north will see different fuel savings from an aerodynamic product than someone in the south, simply because of the air density and the temperature. So we can actually take test results, normalize them to a US average, and then we can get the fleet's duty cycle information and take that test result and show what that fleet's going to save in their real world operations. And it's much, much more accurate than what you can get by trying to measure something in service. It's also a lot faster. A fleet might go and they might buy 5 or 10 of a product and run it in their fleet for a year and try to track those fuel savings. Well, they got to install those 10 products, they have to maintain them, then they have to track them. They have to have people on the floor trying to keep track of where that truck is or where that trailer is, and it's extremely hard. And then, of course, you have driver variables, you have weather variables, breakdowns, all kinds of things affecting that. It takes a long time. You can only do so much. Whereas with us, we can do a 3-hour test, get the normalized number, and then have the fleet's data and translate it right away. So in 3 hours, we know what a fleet's going to save from a product in the real world. And it's an amazing tool when you want to improve fuel economy because it saves you time, it saves you money, and it also helps you make decisions quick.